in my carousel again, you'll be thrown out. Right out on your little pink behind.
Oh, you got no call to talk to her like that. She ain't doing you no harm.
Oh, ain't she? Think I want to get in trouble with the police and lose my license?
What is the one talking about?
Letting my Barker fool with you. Ain't you ashamed? He leaned against her all through the ride.
He leaned against the horse, but he didn't lay a hand on me.
Oh, no, Miss Innocence. And he put his arm around your waist, neither.
And suppose he did. Is that any reason to go and have a epileptic fit?
You keep at it, this you wit. You've had my warning. If you come back, you'll be thrown out.
Who'll throw me out?
Billy Bigelow the Barker. The same feller you let get so free with you.
I bet he wouldn't. He wouldn't throw me out. I bet the same thing.
You mind your business, hussy.
Oh, go back to your carousel and leave us alone. Yes, leave us alone, you old...
I don't run my business for a lot of chippies.
Oh, chippy yourself. Yes, chippy yourself.
Shut up! Jab, jab, jab.
Jab, jab.
Spin and sputter like 3 lumps of corn popping on a shovel.
Mr. Bigelow, please.
Don't yell.
I didn't yell.
Well, don't. What's the matter?
Take a look at that girl, Billy. She never to be allowed on my carousel again. Next time she tries to get in, if she ever dares, I want you to throw her out, understand? Throw her out.
All right. You heard what the lady said. Run home now.
Come on. No, I won't.
Like a drink?
Sure.
Mr. Bigelow, tell me, please, honest and truly, if I came to the carousel again, would you throw me out?
What'd you do anyway?
She says you put your arm around my waist.
So that's it. Here's something new. Can't put my arm around the girl without I ask your permission. That how it is?
I just don't want that one around no more.
You come round all you want, see? And if you ain't got the price, Billy Bigelow will treat you to a ride.
Ha! Big talker, ain't you, Mr. Bigelow? Suppose you think I can't throw you out, too, if I wanna. You're such a good barker, I can't get along without you, that it? Well, just for that, you're discharged. Your services are no longer required. You're bounced. See?
Very good, Mrs. Mullen.
You know, I could bounce you if I felt like it.
And you felt like it just now. Ain't that funny?
Oh,
So I'm bounced.
Do you have to pick up every word I say? I only said...
That my services are no longer required. Very well, Mrs. Mullen. We'll let it go at that.
All right, you devil, we'll let it go at that.
Mr. Bigelow, if she's
You
willing to
stay out of this.
But I don't want this to happen on account of me.
Apologize to her.
Aha! Me apologize to her for what? For spoiling the good name of my carousel? The business that was left to me by my dear and saintly departed husband, Mr. Mullen? I only wish my husband was alive this minute.
I bet he don't.
He'd give you such a slap on the jaw.
That's just what I'm gonna give you if you don't dry up.
You upstart. After all I've done for you, now I'm through with you for good, you hear?
Get.
Through for good. And I won't take you back like before.
Mr. Bigelow,
Don't you get sorry for me or I'll give you a slap on the jaw. Don't you get sorry for me either.
I wasn't feeling sorry for you.
You're alive. You are feeling sorry for me. You can see it in your face. I think now that you fired me, I won't be able to get another job.
What will you do now, Mr. Bigelow?
Well, first, get myself a glass of beer. Whenever anything bothers me, I always drink a glass of beer.
Then you are bothered about losing your job.
No. Just about how I'm gonna pay for the beer. Will you pay for it? You? How much money have you got?
$0.43.
And you? I asked you how much you got. I understand. Well, you needn't cry about it. I'm going back to the carousel to get my things. Stay here until I come back, then we'll go have a drink. It's all right. Keep your money. I'll pay.
Julie? Julie? Do you like him? I don't know.
Did you like it when he talked to you today? When he put you on the carousel that way? Did you like that?
I'd rather not say.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. You are quieter and deeper than a well. And you never tell me nothing.
There's nothing that I care to choose to tell.
You've been acting most peculiar. Every morning you're awake ahead of me, always sitting by the window.
I like to watch the river meet the sea.
When we work in the mill, weaving at the loom, you gaze absent-minded at the roof. And half the time your shuttle gets tangled in the threads to the warp and get mixed with the woof. Tain't so. You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. You won't ever tell nobody what you think. You're as tight-lipped as an oyster and as silent as an old Sahara sphinx.
Sphinx.
Huh?
Sphinx.
Sphinx.
You spell it with an X.
That's only when there's more than one. Julie, I've been busting to tell you something lately.
You have?
Reason why I didn't care to tell you before was because you didn't have a fella of your own. But now that you got one, I can tell you about mine.
I'm glad you got a feller, Carrie. What's his name?
His name is Mr. Snow, and an upstanding man is he. He comes home every night in his round-bottomed boat with a net full of herring from the sea. And almost perfect beau, as refined as a girl could wish. But he spends so much time in his round-bottomed boat that he can't seem to lose the smell of fish. The first time he kissed me, the whiff of his clothes knocked me flat on the floor of the room. But now that I love him, my heart's in my nose, and fish is my favorite perfume. Last night he spoke quite low, and a fair-spoken man is he. And he said, "Miss Pepperidge, I'd like it fine if I could be wed with a wife." And indeed, Miss Pepperidge, if you'll be mine, I'll be yours for the rest of my life. Next moment we were promised, and now my mind's in a maze. For all I can do is look forward to that wonderful day of days. When I marry Mr. Snow, the flowers will be buzzing with the home of bees,
I went with 2 of you. I meant that one of you was to wait. The other can go home.
All right. All right.
One of you goes home. Where do you work?
Bascom's cotton mill, a little ways up the river.
And you?
I work there too.
Well, one of you goes home. Come on. Which one of you wants to stay? Come on, speak up. Which of you stays?
Whoever stays loses her job.
How do you mean?
All Bascom's girls have to be respectable. We all have to live in the mill boarding house. If we're late, they lock us out and we can't go back to work there anymore.
Is that true? You'll be discharged if you're not home on time.
That's right.
Julie, well, should I go?
Well, I can't tell you what to do.
All right. You stay if you like.
That right. You'll be discharged if you stay.
Should I go, Julie?
Why do you keep asking me that?
Well, you know what's best to do.
All right, Carrie. You can go home.
Well, good night.
Well, now we're both out of a job. Have you had your supper?
No.
You want to eat out on the pier?
No.
Anywhere else?
No.
You don't come to the carousel much. Only see you 3 times before today.
I've been there much more than that.
That right? Did you see me?
Yes.
Did you know I was Billy Bigelow?
They told me.
Have you got a sweetheart?
No.
Don't lie to me.
Well, I haven't anybody.
You stayed here the first time I asked you. You knew your way around, all right, all right.
No, I don't, Mr. Bigelow.
And what'd you stay for anyway?
Oh, so you wouldn't be left alone.
Alone? Gosh, you're dumb. I don't need to be alone. I can have all the girls I want. And not just mill girls. I can have any kind.
I know, Mr. Bigelow.
What do you know?
That all the girls are crazy for you. But that's not why I stayed. I stayed because you've been so good to me.
Well, then you can go home.
Well, I don't want to go home now.
Suppose I was to go away and leave you sitting here.
Even then, I wouldn't go home.
Oh, you remind me of a girl I knew in Coney Island. Tell you how I met her. One night at closing time, we just put out the lights carousel. Just as I was... Say, tell me something.
Evening, Mr. Bascom. Good evening, Timony. Nice night. Indeed it is. Mr. Bascom, that one of your girls? One of my girls? Is that you, Miss Jordan?
Yes, Mr. Bascom.
Whatever are you doing out at this hour?
Well, I...
You know what time we close our doors at the mill boarding house. You couldn't be at home on time now if you ran all the way.
No, Mr. Bascom.
Who's old Sideburns?
Here now. Don't you go to calling Mr. Bascom names. Unless you're fixing to get yourself into trouble. We got a report on this feller from the police chief at Bangor. He's a pretty sly gazebo. Come up from Coney Island.
Ah, New York, eh?
He works on carousels. Makes a specialty of young things. Like this one. Gets them all moony-eyed. Promises to marry them. And then takes their money.
Well, I ain't got any money.
You speak when you're spoken to, miss.
Julie, you've heard what kind of a blackguard this man is. You're an inexperienced girl, and he's imposed and deluded on you. That's why I'm inclined to give you one more chance.
You hear that?
I'm meeting Mrs. Bascom at the church. We'll drive you home, and I'll explain everything to the house matron. Come, my child.
Well, girl, don't be sitting there like you didn't have good sense.
Do I have to go with him?
No? No, you don't have to.
Then I'll stay.
After I warned you.
You see, Timothy? There's some of them you just can't help.
Good night, Mr. Bascom.
Good night, Mr. Bascom. You low-down scalawag. I ought to throw you in jail.
What for?
Dunno. I wish I did.
Well, and then what?
Huh?
You were starting to tell me a story
Me?
about that girl in Coney Island. You said you had just put out the lights to the carousel, and that's as far as you got.
Oh, yes. Yes, well, just as the lights went out, someone came along. A little girl with a shawl. You know, she... Say, tell me something. Ain't you scared of me? I mean, after what that cop said about me taking money from girls.
I ain't scared.
That's your name? Julie? Julie something?
Julie Jordan.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you sorry that you didn't run away? You can still go if you want to.
I reckon that I care to choose to stay. You couldn't take my money if I didn't have any, and I don't have a penny, that's true. And if I did have money, you couldn't take any, 'cause you'd ask and I'd give it to you.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you ever had a fella you give money to?
No.
Ain't you ever had a fella at all?
No?
Well, you must have had a fella you went walking with.
Yes!
Well, where'd you walk?
Nowhere special I recall.
In the woods,
No?
on the beach.
No.
Did you love him?
No, never loved no one, I told you that.
You're a funny kid. Want to go into town and dance, maybe?
No, I have to be careful
Of what?
of my character. You see, I'm never gonna marry. I'm never going to marry. If I was going to marry, I wouldn't have to be such a stickler. But I'm never going to marry, and a girl who don't marry has got to be much more particular.
Suppose I was to say to you that I'd marry you.
You?
That scares you, don't it? Be thinking what that cop said.
No, I ain't. I never paid no mind to what he said.
Ah, but you wouldn't marry a fellow like me, would you?
Yes, I would if I loved you. It wouldn't make no difference what, even if I died for it.
Nah, how do you know what you'd do if you loved me? Or how you'd feel or anything?
Well, I don't know how I'd know.
Huh.
Just the same, I know how it'd be if I loved you. When I worked in the mill, weaving at the loom, I'd gaze absent-minded at the room, and half the time the shuttle would tangle in the threads, and the warp would get mixed with the wool. If I loved you.
But you don't.
No, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know.
anyway. You don't love me. Well, that's what you said, wasn't it?
Yes. I can smell them from you. The blossoms. The wind's bringing them down.
Ain't much wind tonight. Hardly any. You can't hear a sound, not the turn of a leaf, nor the fall of a wave hitting the sand. The tide's creeping up on the beach like a thief, afraid to be caught stealing the land. On a night like this, I start to wonder what life is all about.
And I always say 2 heads are better than 1 to figure it out.
I don't need you or anyone to help me. I got it figured out for myself. We ain't important. Look up there. What are we, a couple of specks and nothing? There's a hell of a lot of stars in the sky, and the sky's so big, the sea looks small. And 2 little people, you and I, we don't count at all. You're a funny kid. Don't remember ever meeting a girl like you. You. Are you trying to get me to marry you?
No.
And what's putting it into my head? You look up at me with that little kid face like, well, like you trusted me. You're different, all right. I wonder what it'd be like.
What?
Nothing. I know what it'd be like. It'd be awful. I can just see myself. Kinda scrawny and pale, picking at my food, and lovesick like any other guy. I'd throw away my sweater and dress up like a dude in a dickie and a collar and a tie. If I loved you.
But you don't.
No, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never, never to know I love you. If I love you. I'm not a fellow to marry anybody. Even if a girl was foolish enough to want me to, I wouldn't.
Don't worry about it, Billy.
Who's worried?
You're right about there being no wind. blossoms are just coming down by themselves. It's just their time to, I reckon.
Hold your horses!
Got any of them donuts fried up yet?
How about some of them apple turnovers?
Hold your horses!
What are you and them women doing in there anyway?
Hold your horses!
Are you cooking the ice cream? You're roasting the lemonade?
Stop all the rackets!
Why, you castle of demons!
Where's Nettie?
In the kitchen, busier to be in a bucket of tar, and you want to be ashamed, making yourselves a plague and a nuisance with your yelling and screaming and carrying on.
Give it too good, Carrie, give it too good!
Get away, you no account nothings, with your silly jokes and prattle. If you packed all your brains in a butterfly's head, they'd still have room to rattle.
Give it too good, Carrie, give it too good! Tell them something and learn them!
Get away, you rouseabout riffraff, with your bellies full of frog. If you packed all your brains in a pollywog's head, he'd never even grow to be a frog.
Now, just opinions, ladies. You got no call to fret. We only ask politely if you was ready yet. We kinda like this clam bake to get an early start. And wanted for to tell you we went and done our part. Look at them clams. Been digging them since sun up.
Ready for the boat.
We're all out and done up. And what's more, we're hungry as ghosts.
You get the bits or fiddles to get across the bay. So pull your guns and all the boats, let's get underway. The sooner we sail, the sooner we start, and they cross the bay.
Here, boys! Here's some donuts and coffee. Well,
Nettie, what you doing that for? I was just telling them.
they've been digging clams since 5 this morning. I see them myself down there on the beach.
Nettie, you're a soft-hearted ninny.
Oh, you can't blame them. First clam bake of the season, they're always like this. It's like unlocking a door, and all the crazy notions they come shut up for winter come whooping out into the sunshine. This year's just like every other. March went out like a lion, whipping up the water in the bay. Then April cried, he stepped aside, and along come pretty little May. May was full of promises, but it didn't keep her quick enough for some. And a crowd of doubting Thomases was predicting that the sun would never come.
But it's coming like gum, you can feel it come, you can feel it in your heart, you can see it in the ground.
You can hear it in the
And my sister's even loonier.
And my mind's getting kittenish with cat.
June is busting out all over.
The ladies spend their paying for. Lots of ships are kept at anchor just because the captain's hanker for the comforts they can only get it for. Because it's
June, 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 just because it's June, June, June.
June makes the bay look bright and new.
Cragen, his new friend. He's a sailor on that big whaler, the Nancy B. She's sailing tomorrow. I'll be so glad.
Look, girls, we've got work to do. Come on, you sweep those steps up there. You sit up there and keep out of the way and don't poke your nose in other people's business.
You need me, Cousin Eddie?
Oh, no, you stay here with Carrie. You haven't seen each other for a long time. Do you good?
Is he working yet?
No. Cousin Eddie's been awful kind to us, letting us stay here with her.
Mr. Snow says a man that can't find work these days is just bone lazy.
Well, Billy don't know any trade. He's only good at what he used to do, so now he just don't do anything.
Well, wouldn't the carousel woman take him back?
I think she would, but he won't go. I asked him why, but he won't tell me. Last Monday, he hit me.
Well, did you hit him back?
No,
Well, why don't you leave him?
I don't want to.
I would. I'd leave him. Thinks just because he's Billy Bigelow, he can do whatever he likes. Don't support you. Beats you. He's a bad one.
He ain't willingly or meaningly bad.
Maybe he ain't. That night they sat on the bench together. He was gently then, you told me.
Yes, he was.
But now he's always acting.
Not always. Sometimes he's gentle. Even now. After supper, when he stands out here and he listens to the music from the carousel, something comes over him and he's gentle. But what's he say? Nothing. He just sits and gets kind of thoughtful. See, he's unhappy because he ain't working. That's really why he hit me on Monday.
Well, fine reason for hitting you. Beats his wife. Because he ain't working.
It preys on his mind.
Did he hurt you?
Oh, no, Carrie, no.
Do. I got some good news to tell you about me. About Mr. Snow and me. We're gonna be riding church next Sunday.
Carrie, you fixing to get hit? Well, I never. Tell us, Carrie, how long have you been bespoke?
Near on to 2 months. Julie was the first to know. What's he like, Julie? Oh, Julie has never seen him. But you all will soon. He's coming here today. I asked him to the clam bake.
I can't hardly wait till I see you. I can't hardly wait for the what? Me neither.
What a day that'll be for you.
When you walk down the aisle, all the heads will turn. What a rustling of bodies there'll be. And you'll try to smile, but your cheeks will burn, and your eyes will get so dim you can hardly see. With your orange blossoms quivering in your hand, you will stumble to the spot where the boy's heart is, and your finger will be ringed with a golden red, and you'll know that it's yours, and you are
When I marry Mr. Snow, the flowers will be buzzing with the home of bees.
Birds will make a racket in the churchyard trees.
When I marry Mr. Snow, then it's off to home we'll go.
Nights on the way.
And both of us will look a little dreamy-eyed, a drive into a cottage by the ocean side, where the salty breezes blow.
You and Mr. Snow.
He'll carry me across the threshold, and I'll be as meek as a lamb. Then he'll set me on my feet, and I'll say, kind of sweet, "Come Mr. Snow. Here I
Then I'll kiss her so she'll know that everything will be as right can be. Living in a cottage by the sea with me, where the salty breezes blow. I love Miss Pipridge and I aim to make Miss Pipridge change her name to Mrs. Enoch Snow.
My Lancey gave me such a start, Harry. Oh, I'll never look him in the face again. Never. Come on, girls, let's leave these two lovebirds alone. Enoch?
Are you surprised?
Surprised? I'm mortified. Well, this is him. Carrie's told me a lot about you. Oh, I told you a lot about Julie, didn't I? And Carrie tells me you're coming to the clam bake. Oh, well, looks like we'll have good weather for it, too. Not a cloud in the sky.
You're right.
He don't say much. Well, but what he does say is awful pithy. Well, is he anything like I told you he was? Just like.
Oh, Carrie, I near forgot. I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? Where are they? Geranium seeds.
And this one's hydrangea.
Hydrangea.
Thought we might plant them out in front of the cottage. They do good in the salt air.
That'll be beautiful.
I like digging around in the garden in my spare time. Planting flowers and taking care of them. Does your husband like that sort of thing too?
No, I couldn't rightly say that Billy likes to take care of flowers. He likes to smell them, though. Well, Enoch's nice looking, ain't he?
Come, Carrie.
Steady and reliable, too. Ain't you gonna wish us luck? Oh, Carrie, of course I wish you luck. You can kiss Enoch, too. Us being such good friends and me being right here looking on at you.
Why are you crying, Mrs.
It's because she has such a good heart.
Oh, we thank you for your heartfelt sympathies. We thank you, Mrs.
Mrs. Bigelow. Mrs. Billy Bigelow, that's my name. Billy. You know Carrie. This is her intended, Mr. Snow.
Mr. Bigelow, I almost feel like I know you.
How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty well. Just getting over a little chest cold. That time of the year, you know.
Billy.
Go ahead and say it. I stayed out all night, and I ain't working, and I'm living off your cousin Nettie.
I didn't say anything.
No, but it was on the tip of your tongue.
Billy. Be sure and come back in time for the clam bake.
Ain't going to no clam bake. Come on, Jigger.
you ain't got no whoop jamboree notions like Billy.
Well, Carrie, it seems to me a man's got enough to worry about. Getting in a good sleep of nights, so as he can get in a good day's work the next day, without going and looking for any special trouble.
That's true, Enoch.
A man has got to make plans for himself, and then he's got to stick to them.
And your plans are turning out just fine, ain't they, Enoch?
All according to schedule so far. I own a little house and I sail a little boat, and the fish I catch I sell. And in a manner of speaking, I'm doing very well. I love a little girl and she's in love with me, and soon she'll be my bride. And in a manner of speaking, I should be satisfied.
Well, ain't ya?
If I told you my plans and the things I intended, it'd make every curl on your head stand on end. When I make enough money out of one little boat, I'll put all my money in another little boat. I'll make twice as much out of two little boats, and the first thing you know, there'll be 4 little boats, then 8 little boats, then a fleet of little boats, and a great big fleet of great big boats. All catching herring, bringing it to shore, sailing out again and bringing in more and more and more and more.
Who's gonna eat all that herring?
Well, it's not going to be herring. Going to put them in cans and call them sardines. Going to build a little sardine cannery. Then a big one. Then the biggest one in the whole country. Carrie, I'm gonna get rich off sardines. Oh, well, that is, we're gonna get rich. You and me. Well, that is, you and me and all of us. The first year we're married, we'll have one little kid. The second year we'll go and have another little kid. He'll soon be down in socks for 8 little feet.
Are you building up to another fleet?
We'll build a lot more rooms. Our dear little house will get bigger. Our dear little house will get bigger.
And so will my figure.
Carrie, can you imagine how it'll be when all the children are upstairs in bed and you and me sit alone in the firelight? Me in my armchair and you on my knee? Maybe? When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream the things that every other dad and mother dream. When the children are asleep and lights are low, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying I told you so. When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you. We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
When children are awake, I'll run in through the rooms and run in on the stairs. Then in a manner of speaking, a house is really theirs. But when they close their eyes and we are left alone and free from all their fuss, then in a manner of speaking, we can be really us. When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream the things that every other dad and mother dreams.
That won't be interrupted when the children are asleep and lights are low.
Behold, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying I told you so. When the children are
fresh mates, I want to talk to you. Got an idea for you and me making money.
How much?
More than you ever saw in your life. Hey, Jigger, get over here. Come on, Billy.
For many and many a long, long day.
The people who live on land are hard to understand. When you're looking for fun, they class you into jam. From shipping off to sea, where life is gay and free, and a fella could flip off in the hip of a web.
Hey. Go high, go low, away we will go. We'll go away, think a sailing away. Away we'll go, blow me high and low. For many and many a long, long day. For many and many a long, long day.
Just feel hands upon the wheel and listen the window whistling in the sail. Climb aloft and be the very first to see the chrysanthemum spout come out of the snout of a whale.
Go high, go low, away we will go. Go away, in the sailing away. Away we'll go, blow me high and low. For many and many a long, long day. For many and many a long, long day.
Or rocking upon the sea, your boat will seem to be. Look at your little baby in her bassinet. But she hasn't learned to walk, she hasn't learned to talk, and her little behind is kind of wet.
Go high, go low, away we go. Go away in the sailing away. Away we'll go, blow me high and low. Many, many a long, long day. For many and many a long, long day.
tell you, Billy, it's as safe as selling cakes.
You say this old sideburns who owns the mill is also the owner of your ship?
That's right. And tonight I'll be taking $3,000 or $4,000 down to the cat by himself. He'll walk along the waterfront by himself with all that money.
You think he'd have somebody go with him?
Not him. Not the last few times, anyway. I watched him from the same spot and see him pass me. Once, I nearly jumped him.
Well, why didn't you?
Don't like to do a job unless it's airtight. This one needs two to pull it off properly. Besides, there's a moon shining on him like a torch. Don't like moons. Lately, the night's been running a fog, and it's 10 to 1. We'll have fog tonight. That's why I wanted you to tell your wife we go to that picnic, the clam bake.
Clam bake? Why?
Suppose we're all over the island, and you and me get lost in the fog for half an hour. And suppose we get in a boat and come over here and did whatever we had to do, and then got back. There's your alibi. We just say we were lost in the island all that time.
Just what do we have to do? I mean, me. What do I have to do?
You go up to old Sideburns and say, "Excuse me, sir, could you tell me the time?"
Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me the time? Then what?
Then? Well, at that time, I got my knife in his ribs. Then you take your knife.
Me? I ain't got a knife.
You can get one, can't you?
I won't do it. It's dirty.
What's dirty about it?
The knife.
All right, forget the knife. Just go up to him with a tin cup and say, "Please, sir, will you give me $3,000? See what he does for you.
I ain't gonna do it.
Of course, if you got all the money you want, don't
I
you?
ain't got a cent. Money thinks I'm dead.
That's what I thought. And you have a job, and you got a wife to support.
Shut up about my wife. What do you want?
Hello, Billy.
What did you come for?
Come to talk business.
Business.
Oh, I see you're still hanging around your jailbird friend.
What's it to you who I hang around with?
There's one thing I can't abide. It's a common type of woman.
What are you doing here? You got a new Barker, ain't you?
Why don't you stay home and sleep at night? You look awful.
He's as good as me, ain't he?
Push your hair back over your forehead.
Let my hair be.
If I told you to let it hang down on your ass, you'd push it back. So I hear you're beating her. If you're sick of her, why don't you leave her? No use beating the poor, skinny little...
Leave her, eh? You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Don't flatter yourself. If I had any sense, I wouldn't have come here. The things you gotta do when you're in business. I'd sell the damn carousel if I could.
Ain't it crowded without me?
Those schoolgirls keep asking for you. They miss you, see? Are you gonna be sensible and come back?
And leave Julie?
You beat her, don't you?
No! I don't beat her. I hit her once, and now the whole town is... The next one I hear, I'll smash!
All right, I take it back. I don't want to get mixed up in it.
Beating her. As if I beat her.
What's the odds one way or another? Look at the thing straight. You've been married 2 months, and you're sick of it. Out there's the carousel. Show booths. Young girls. All the beer you want. A good living. And you're throwing it all away. You know what? I got a new organ.
I know.
How do you know?
I listen to it every night. You can hear it from here.
It's a good one, ain't it?
Jim Dandy. Got a nice tone.
You gotta come up closer and hear it. Makes you think the carousel's going faster and faster. You belong out there, and you know it. You ain't cut out for a respectable married man. You're an artist type. You belong among artists. Tell you what, you come back to me and I'll give you that ruby ring my husband left me.
I don't know. I might go back. I can still go on living here with Julie.
Holy Moses!
What's wrong?
Can you imagine how the girls love that? A Barker who runs home to his wife every night. Why people laugh themselves sick.
I know what you want.
Oh, don't be so stuck on yourself.
I ain't happy here, and that's the truth.
Of course you ain't.
Do you want anything?
I brought you your coffee.
Why don't you have a talk with her? She'll understand. Maybe she'll be glad to get rid of you.
Maybe.
Billy, before I forget, there's something I've been meaning to tell you.
All right.
I've been wanting to tell you. In fact, I was going to
Well,
yesterday.
go ahead.
We can't. We gotta be alone.
Don't you see I'm busy? I'm talking business.
It'll only
You
take a minute.
get out of here. Get.
It'll only take a minute.
You get out of here.
No.
What did you say?
I'll let her alone, Billy. I'll drop in at Baskin's bank for some small change for the carousel. I'll be back in a few minutes with your answer to my proposition.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
I
And make
can't.
it quick.
I can't tell it so quick. Why don't you drink your coffee?
That what you wanted to tell me?
No. By the time you drink it, I'll have told you.
Well,
Yesterday, my head ached.
Yes?
Just... Well, you see, that's what it is.
you sick?
No, it's nothing like that. It's awful hard to tell you. I ain't a bit scared because it's a perfectly natural thing.
What is?
When two people live together,
Yes?
I'm gonna have a baby.
Hey, Billy. Billy.
Hey, Chigger. Chigger. Julie's gonna have a baby.
Yeah? What about?
Nothing.
My mother had a baby once.
He in there with her? They're having a row, I bet. When he comes back to me, I ain't gonna let him hang around with you anymore. You know that, don't you?
Common woman.
I ain't gonna let him get in your clutches. Anybody that gets mixed up with you finishes in the jailhouse or the grave.
Carnival blonde. Coming between a man and his wife.
Come in between nothing. They don't belong together. Nobody knows him like I do. And nobody's gonna get him away from me. And that goes for you.
Who wants him? If he's gonna let himself get tied up to a wobbly hip slut like you, what good would he be to me?
He won't be no good to you. And he won't end up with a policeman's bullet in his heart. Like that Roberts boy you hung around with last year. Wish the bullet had got you, you sleepy-eyed dwarf brat. You just keep away from him, that's all. I'll get the cops after you.
Common woman.
Yeah, call names, but I've got him back just the same. And you're through.
Put on a new coat of paint. You're starting to peel. Old pleasure boat.
You still here?
Didn't you tell me to come back? Here, you'll be wanting in advance of your salary. Well, that's only fair. You've been out of work a long time.
Go home, Mrs. Mullen.
What's the matter with you?
Don't you see I'm having my breakfast? Go back to your carousel.
You mean you ain't coming with me?
Get out of here. Get.
I'll never speak to you again. Not if you were dying, I wouldn't.
That worries me a lot.
What did she tell you in there?
She told me that I was...
Some lies about me, I bet.
No, Mrs. Mullen. Nothing about you. Just about me and Julianne. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Mullen, I'm going to be a father.
You? Julie?
Goodbye, Mrs. Mullen.
You a father?
Get the hell away from here, Mrs. Mullen. Goodbye, Mrs. Mullen. I wonder what he'll think of me. I guess he'll call me the old man. I guess he'll think I can lick every other fella's father. Well, I can. I bet that he'll turn out to be the spitting image of his dad. But he'll have more common sense than his pudding-headed father ever had. I'll teach him to wrestle and dive through a wave when we go in the mornings for a swim. And his mother can teach him the way to behave, but she won't make a sissy out of him. Not him, not my boy, not Bill. Bill. My boy Bill, I will see that he's named after me. I will. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree, he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bully will boss him around. I don't give a damn what he does, as long as he does what he likes. He can sit on his tail or work on a rail, a hammer and spikes. He can ferry a boat on a river, or pedal a pack on his back, or work up and down the streets of a town with a whip and a horse in a hack. He can haul a scow along a canal, or run a cow around a corral, or maybe bark for a carousel. Of course it takes talent to do that well. He might be a champ of the heavyweights, or a fella that sells you glue, or president of the United States. That'd be all right too. His mother would like that, but he wouldn't be president if he didn't want to be. Not Bill. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree, he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No flat-bottomed, flabby-faced, pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bastard will boss him around. And I'm damned if he'll marry his boss's daughter, a skinny-lipped virgin with blood like water, who'll give him a peck and call it a kiss, and look in his eyes through a lorgnette. Say, why am I taking on like this? My kid ain't even been born yet. I can see him when he's 17 or so, and starting to go with a girl. I can give him lots of pointers, very sound, on the way to get round any girl. I can tell him. Wait a minute. What the hell could it be? What if he's a girl? Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. What'd I do with her? What can I do for her? I'm a bum with no money. You can have fun with a son, but you gotta be a father. to a girl. She mightn't be so bad at that. A kid with ribbons in her hair, a kind of neat and petite little tin type of her mother. What a pair! My little girl, pink and white as peaches and cream is she. My little girl is half again as bright as girls are meant to be. Dozens of boys pursue her, many a likely lad does what he can to woo her from her faithful dad. She has a few pink and white young fellas of 2 and 3, but my little girl gets hungry every night, and she comes home to me. My little girl, my little girl. I gotta get ready before she comes. I gotta make certain that she won't be dragged up in slums with a lot of bums like me. She's gotta be sheltered and fed and dressed in the best that money can buy. I never knew how to get money, but I'll try, by God, I'll try. I'll go out and make it, or steal it, or take it, or die.
Hey, you roustabouts, time to get going. Come and help me load everything on the ship.
All right, Daddy, we're coming.
Don't have a fit about it.
Hey, Billy, what's this Julie saying about you not going to the clam bake?
I'm big. Maybe I will go after all. Oh, here's Jigger. I gotta talk to him.
I'll go tell Julie. She'll be tickled pink.
Hey, Jigger, I changed my mind. You know, about the clam bake. Do everything like you said. Good. Gotta get money. Count the baby, see?
Sure, the baby. Did you get the knife?
Knife?
You only got a pocket knife. If he shows a fight, we're gonna need a real one.
But I ain't got a knife.
Go inside and take the kitchen knife.
Suppose somebody sees me.
Take it so they don't see you.
Billy, is it true? Are you coming to the clam bake?
I think so, yes.
Oh, it's wonderful. We'll have a ball. I'll show you all over the island. I know every inch of it. I've been
Billy,
going to
you
picnics there.
better go and get
Get what, Billy?
Why?
the shawl. Billy said you ought to have a shawl. Gets cold at nights. Fog comes up. Ain't that what you said, Billy?
Yes. Yes, I better go get it. Shawl.
Now that was real thoughtful, Billy.
And the present life of Rodney, which is spoken of so highly, is a life not everybody wants to live, because it's true. Just because it's true. 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 Oh, I don't know if I should have ate the last 4 dozen clams. Look here, Warren Peasley. You just keep your hands in your pockets if they're so cold.
This was a real nice clam bake. We're mighty glad we came. The victuals we had were good, you bet. The company was the same. Our hearts are warm, our bellies are full, and we are feeling pride. This was a real nice clam bake, and we all had a real good time.
The some codfish chowder cooked in iron kettles, onions floating on the top, curtain up in petals, rolled in ribbons of salted pork,
And old New England cricket.
Then lapped it all up with a clamshell tied up to a bayberry stick.
This was a real nice clam bake. We're mighty glad we came. The victuals we had were good, you bet. The company was the same. Our hearts are warm, our bellies are full, and we are feeling pride. This was a real nice clam bake, and we all had a real good time.
Remember when we raked them red-hot lobsters out of the driftwood fire? They spittered and crackled and sputtered a song fitted for an angel's choir.
Fit for an angel's, fit for an angel's, fit for an angel's choir.
we slid 'em down the back and peppered 'em good, and doused 'em in melted butter.
Then we tore away the claws and cracked them with our teeth, because we weren't in a mood to putter.
Fit for an angel's, fit for an angel's, fit for an angel's choir.
Then at last come the clams, steamed under our green and popping from their shells. Just how many of them galloped down our gullets, we couldn't say ourselves. This was a real nice clam bake. We're mighty glad we came. The victuals we had were good, you bet. The company was the same. Our hearts are warm, our bellies are full, and we are feeling pride. This was a real nice clam bake, and we all had a real good time. We said it before and we'll say it again. We all had a real good
Hey, Nettie, ain't it about time the boys started their treasure hunt?
Just a minute. Nobody's going treasure hunting until we get this island cleaned up. Go in and get to work, the whole kit and caboodle of you. Burn that rubbish. Gather up those bottles. Let's go. Hey, Enoch. While they clean up, you go hide the treasure.
Why should he get out working?
Because he found the treasure last year, and the one who finds it hides it the next year. That's the way we do.
Hey, Jigger. Any new time for us to start?
No, we'll wait till we're ready for that treasure hunt. That'd be a good way for you and me to leave. We'll be a team, see? Then we'll get lost together, like I said. Stop jumping from one foot to another. And go along to your wife and tell that Karen to come and talk.
Look, Jigger, you ain't got time for girls tonight.
Sure I have. You know me, quick or nothing.
After we do it, then what do we do?
Bury the money and go on like nothing happened for 6 months.
Yes?
Wait another 6 months and buy passages on a ship.
Baby will be born then.
We'll take it along with us.
Maybe we'll sail to San Francisco.
Why do you keep putting your hand to your chest?
My heart keeps jumping under the knife.
Put it on the other side.
Oh, Mr. Bigelow, Julie says you should come and help her. Why ain't you working?
I don't feel so good.
Oh, it's maybe the clam's not setting so good on your stomach.
No, it's not on my stomach. It's something on my mind. Sit down here with me a minute. I want your advice.
Now look here, Mr. Cragen. I ain't got no time for no wife yarns or fish stories.
You're sweet and sugar, and I'm crazy for you. Never had this feeling before for anyone.
Mr. Cragen!
Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. Why, just to see your lovely smile? I'd swim through beer with my mouth closed. You're the only girl for me. Have a little kiss.
Well, Mr. Cragen, I couldn't.
Didn't you hear me say I loved you?
Well, I'm sorry for you, but what can I do? Enoch and me are going to be cried in church next Sunday.
Next Sunday, I'll be far out to sea looking at the icy gray water. Maybe I'll jump in and drown myself.
Oh, don't!
Hey, give me a kiss. One measly little kiss.
Oh, Enoch wouldn't like it.
I don't want to kiss, Enoch.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you not to yell at me, Mr. Cragen. If you love me like you say you do, then please show me the same respect like you would if you didn't love me.
Carrie! Carrie! Miss Pipperidge, just one word, please. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, only I couldn't help myself. For a few awful minutes, I let the brute come out in me.
I think I understand, Mr. Cragen.
Thank you, Miss Pipperidge. Thank you kindly. There's just one thing that worries me, and it worries me a lot. It's about you.
About me?
You're such a little innocent, you had no right to stay out here and talk with a man you hardly know. Suppose I was a different type of feller, you know, unprincipled. A feller who uses his physical strength to have his will. There are such men, you know.
Oh, I know, but...
Every girl ought to know how to defend herself against beasts like that. Now, there are certain grips in wrestling I could teach you. Tricks that'll land a masher flat in his face in 2 minutes.
But I ain't strong
It
enough.
don't take strength. It's all in the balance. A twist of the wrist, a dig with the elbow. Here, just let me show you a simple one. This might save your life someday. Suppose a fella grabs you like this. Now you put your 2 hands around my neck. Now pull me towards you. That's it. Now pull my head down. Good. Now put your left arm all the way around my neck. Now squeeze. Good girl.
Does it hurt?
You got me home front.
Show me another one.
Right. Here's how you can pick a feller up and send him sprawling. Now I'll stand here and you... Wait a minute. I'll do it to you first, and then you can do it to me. Stand still and relax.
Oh!
This is the way firemen carry people.
Is it?
See how helpless you can make a feller if he gets fresh with you?
Oh, Mr. Craig. Hello, Enoch. This is the way firemen carry people.
Well, where's the fire?
Oh, he was only showing me how to defend myself.
Well, it didn't look like you had learned very much by the time I came.
Oh, what's all the fuss and puzzling and wuzzling about?
In my opinion, sir, you are as scurvy a hunk of scum as I ever seen near the water's edge at low tide.
The same. Side view.
Oh, but...
I never thought I'd see the woman I'm engaged to being carried out of the woods like a fallen deer.
Oh, but he wasn't carrying me out of the woods. He was carrying me into the woods. Oh, no, I don't mean that.
I think we have said all we have to say. I can't abide by women who are free, loose, and lollygagging, and I certainly would never marry one.
But Enoch...
Leave me, please.
Leave me alone with my shattered dreams. They're all I have left. Memories of what didn't happen. Geraniums in the window, hydrangeas on the lawn, and breakfast in the kitchen in the timid pink of dawn. And you two blow me kisses as I headed for the sea. We might have been a happy pair of lovers, mightn't have we? And coming home at twilight, it might have been so sweet to take my catch of herring and lay them at your feet. I might have had a baby.
What?
To Daniel on my knee. But all these things that might have been are never, never to be.
I never see it yet to fail. I never see it fail. A girl who's in love with a virtuous man is doomed to weep and wail. Stone cutters cut it on stone. Woodpeckers pick it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who thinks he's good.
Nice tone.
My mother used to say to me, when you grow up, my son, I hope you're a bum like your father was, 'cause a good man ain't no fun. Stone cutters cut it on stone, woodpeckers pick it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as the man who thinks he's good.
Tain't so.
'Tis too.
Tain't so.
'Tis too.
Weena, say you forgive me. Say something sweet to me. Something nice and sweet. Oh, say something nice and sweet.
Boston cream pie.
Hey, Chick, won't you speak to me? When are we gonna start that treasure hunt?
Right now, everybody got a partner? 2 men to a team. You got a half an hour to find the treasure, and the winner gets to kiss any girl he wants.
Any girl! Let's go!
Billy, are you the one that figure? Don't you think that's foolish?
Why?
Well, neither one of you knows the island, but you ought to split up and
We're partners, see? Come on, Chick.
I wish you wouldn't. I don't know if he's into men. Enoch put on a new suit this morning and he's like a different person. I never see it yet to fail.
We're looking for the treasure.
Billy, I don't want you to. Let me come with you.
No, I don't find
Billy!
women.
No, Billy, please!
Suppose he don't come.
He'll come. What will you say to him?
Say, good evening, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me the time? Suppose he answers me. What do I say?
He won't answer you.
Have you ever killed a man before?
If I did, I wouldn't be likely to say so, would I?
No, I guess you wouldn't. If you did. If tonight suppose someday, when we die, we come up before
who?
Well, before God.
You and me? Not a chance.
Why not?
What's the highest court they ever dragged you into?
Just a police magistrates, I guess.
Sure. Never been before a Supreme Court judge, have you?
No.
Same thing in the next world. For the rich folk, the heavenly court and the high judge. For you and me, police magistrates. For the rich, fine music and chubby little angels.
Won't we get any music?
Not a note. All we'll get is justice, and there'll be plenty of that for you and me. Yes, sir? Nothing but justice.
It's getting late. They'll be coming back from the clam bake. I wish he'd come. Suppose he don't.
He will. What do you say we play some cards while we're waiting? Time will pass quicker that way.
All right.
Got any money?
80 cents.
All right, 80 cents. We'll play 21. I'll bank.
I'll bet the bank.
Sounds like you've got an ace.
I'll take another. Come again. Over. Wish old Sideburns would come and have it over with.
He's a little late. Don't you want to go on with the game?
Ain't got any more money, I told you.
Want to play in credit?
You mean you would trust me?
No. But I'll deduct it.
From what?
From your share of the money. If you win, you can deduct from my share.
All right. Can't sit around here doing nothing. Drive a fella crazy. How much is the bank?
Sideburns will have 3,000 on him. That's what he always brings the captain. Tonight, captain don't get it. We get it. 1,500 to you, 1,500 to me.
Go ahead and deal. $50. No, $100. Enough.
21.
All right, this time double or nothing.
Double or nothing it is.
Enough.
21.
Hey, you cheating! Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me the time?
Don't budge! Either of you! Drop that knife! Ahoy up there on the NCB!
first one covered. There's another bullet in here. Don't you forget that. You look behind me. What do you see coming?
The police.
You said you wanted to know what time it was? I'll tell you. The time for you will be 10 to 20 years in prison.
No, it won't. They won't put me in prison.
Where do you think you're going?
Who fired that shot? What's going on here?
Stop him!
Julie! Give me a hand with his coat. Watch that knife.
How about you, Mr. Bascom? You all right?
I'm all right. Lucky, though. Very lucky. This is the first time I ever took a pistol with me.
Is he dead?
No, he's still breathing.
You go for a doctor. Put that under his head.
The fools! The silly fools! They didn't even notice I was coming from the ship. Not to it.
The money they tried to kill you for is still locked up in my desk.
The fools!
He got away.
What's that?
It's just the folks. They're coming back from the clamping.
You better stop.
Yes, sir.
Get back there! Stand back! Who is it?
Billy!
Bigelow!
Billy! Poor Julie! Billy.
Little Julie. Something I wanted to tell you. Didn't see anything ahead. Jigger told me how we get hold of a lot of money. Maybe sell San Francisco, see?
Yes.
Tell the baby, if you want. Say, I had this idea about San Francisco. Julie,
Yes.
hold my hand tight.
I am holding it tight all the time.
Tighter. Tighter still. Julie,
Goodbye.
The good Lord will help him out, man.
Julie. Don't be mad at me for saying it. But you're better off this way.
Carrie's right.
Tell me, Julie. Am I right? You're right, Carrie. He's better off too, poor fellow. Believe me, Julie. He's better off too. Don't cry, Carrie. God be with you, Julie.
Where is he? No, no, please!
Sleep, Billy, sleep. Sleep peaceful like a good boy. You weren't a good boy. You were bad and quick-tempered. And unhappy. And sleep peaceful now. I knew why you hit me. I always knew everything you were thinking. But you didn't always know what I was thinking. There was one thing I never told you. I was scared you'd laugh at me. But I'll tell you now. I love you. I love you. I love you. I was always ashamed to say it out loud, but now I said it to nothing. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Do. Oh, you gotta stay on here with me. So I can be with you when you have the baby. The main thing is to keep on living. Keep on caring what's gonna happen. Do you remember that old sampler I gave you? Remember what it says?
The words we used to say them in school.
Say them now. See if you know what they mean.
Get up, Willie.
Huh?
Get up.
Who are you?
Shake yourself up. You gotta get going.
Going? Where?
Never mind where. The important thing is you can't stay here.
Julie. Julie!
She can't hear you.
Who decided that?
You did, when you got yourself killed.
So that's it. It's all over.
It isn't as simple as that. As long as one person on Earth remembers you, it isn't over.
What are you gonna do to me?
I ain't gonna do anything. I just came to fetch you, take you up to the judge.
You mean I'm going before the Lord God himself?
What have you ever done that you should come before him?
So that's it. Just like Jigger said, no Supreme Court for the little people. Just a police magistrate.
Whoever said anything about...
I tell you, if they kick me around up there like they did on Earth, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm dead now, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna stand up for my rights. I'm going before the Lord God himself, straight to the top, you hear? Take me before those pearly gates to a beautiful marble hall. Take me before the highest throne and let me be judged by the highest judge of all. Let the Lord shout and yell, let his eyes flash flame. I promise not to quiver when he calls my name. Send me to hell, but before I go, I feel that I'm entitled to a hell of a show. Want pink-faced angels on a purple cloud, twanging on their harps till their fingers get red. Want ocean music, let it roll out loud, rolling like a wave rushing over my head. Want every star in heaven hanging in the room, shining in my eyes when I hear my doom. Take me before those pearly gates through a beautiful marble hall. Take me before the highest throne and let me be judged by the highest judge of all. What is this? Who are you?
Never mind who I am, Bigelow.
Well, where am I?
You're in the backyard of heaven. There's the gates over there.
The pearly gates?
Nope. Pearly gates are in front. Those are the back gates. They're just mother of pearl.
Don't want to go in no back gate. I'm going before the highest judge of all.
You'll go where we send you, young man.
Now look here,
Don't yell.
I didn't yell.
Well done. Brother Joshua, this one's finished. Please, hang it over Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Now, this is a routine question I gotta ask everyone. Is there anything on Earth you left unfinished? The reason I ask is you can go back for one day, if you want to.
I don't know. Guess as long as I'm here, I won't go back.
Waives his right to go back.
Can I ask you something? I'd like to know, will the baby be a boy or a girl?
We'll come to that later.
But I'm only asking if the
You
baby...
just let me do the asking. You do the answering. I got my orders. Now, you left your wife having that baby come, and nothing for him to live on. Why'd you do that?
I couldn't see anything ahead. I couldn't bear to see her.
You couldn't bear to see her cry? Why not come right out and say it? Why are you afraid to say the right word? Why are you ashamed that you love Julie?
I ain't ashamed of anything.
Why'd you beat her?
I didn't beat her. I wouldn't beat a little thing like that. I hit her.
Why?
Well, you see, we'd argue. She'd say this, and I'd say that, and she'd be right. So I'd hit her.
Are you sorry you hit her?
I ain't sorry for anything.
You can be as stubborn and pernickety as you want. Up here, patience is as endless as time. We can wait. Now look here, son. It's only fair to tell you that you're in a pretty tight corner. Fact is, you ain't done enough good in your life to get in there. Not even through the back gates.
If I can't get in, I can't.
No, I didn't say you can't. I said you ain't done enough so far. You might still make it if you tried harder.
How?
Why don't you go down to Earth for a day like I said you could? Do something real fine for someone.
What could I do?
Well, for one thing, you might do that little daughter of yours some good.
A daughter? It's a girl, my baby.
Ain't a baby no more. She's 15 years old.
How could that be? I just come from there.
You gotta get used to a new way of telling time, Billy. A year on Earth is just a minute up here. Would you like to look down and see her?
Could I? Could I see her from here?
Sure could. Follow me.
Tell me, is she happy?
No, she ain't, Billy. She's a lot like you. That's why I figure you're the one who could help her the most. If you was there.
She ain't happy. I don't want to look.
Well, she appears to be having a fine time right now. Yes, sir. There she is, running on the beach. Get her shoes and stockings off.
Like I used to do.
Don't you think you ought to have a look?
Well, where is she? What do I have to do to see her?
Just look and wait. The power to see her will come to you.
Say, is that her? That little kid with straw-colored hair?
Pretty, ain't she?
My little girl.
me this pretty new dress.
My father would have bought me a dress too. He was a barker on a carousel.
Your father was a thief.
Why did you make me look?
You said you wanted to.
I know what she's going through.
It's a lot like what happened to you when you were a kid, ain't it, Billy?
Somebody ought to help her.
Aha. Somebody ought to. Office still open. You can go down any time.
Can I?
Ready, Billy?
And so the next day, we all climbed to the top of the Statue of Liberty. Enoch and me and the 10 kids.
Did you see any theaters when you were in New York?
Of course we did.
Did you go to any of them, their extravaganzas?
Oh, Enoch took me to see one of them things. The curtain goes up, and the first thing you see is 10 hussies with nothing on their legs but tights.
What happened then?
Well, Enoch just grabbed hold of my arm and dragged me out of the theater. But I went back the next day to a matinee to see how the story came out.
All by yourself? You're lucky you didn't see anybody you knew.
I did. Who? Enoch. There was one girl who sung an awful catchy song. She threw her leg over the fence like this, and it rained all day.
Louise, why don't you take these cups into the kitchen? That's a good girl.
She threw her leg over the fence like this, and she sang, I'm a tomboy, just a tomboy. I was just telling Julie about that show, Madcat Maidens.
We also saw Julius Caesar. Wouldn't that be a better play to quote from?
Well, I don't remember much of that one. All the men was dressed in nightgowns, and it made me sleepy.
Enoch, won't you sit down and visit with us?
I feared we haven't the time. Mrs. Snow and I have to stop by the minister's house on the way to graduation. Come, Junior. Come, Mrs. Snow.
Papa, can I stay and talk to Louise? Just for 5 minutes?
No.
Oh, let it.
All right. 5 minutes. No more.
Goodbye. I'll see you at the graduation.
Still lollygagging. You'd think a woman with 10 children would have more sense.
If I had more sense, I wouldn't have 10 children.
I wish I could go to New York.
What are you going to do after you graduate, Louise?
Listen, Enoch, can you keep a secret?
Can she see me?
Only if you want her to.
Well, what's the secret?
I'm gonna be an actress. There's a troupe coming through here next week. I met a feller. Says he's the advanced man or something. Says he'll help me.
You mean run away? I won't let you do it, Louise.
How will you stop?
I'll marry you, that's how. The hardest thing will be to persuade Papa to let me marry beneath my station.
Well, you needn't bother about marrying beneath your station, because I wouldn't have you. And I wouldn't have that stuck-up buzzard for a father-in-law if you gave me $1 million.
You're a fine one to talk about my father. What about your own? A cheap barker on a carousel, and he beat your mother.
You get out of here! You slinky little laddie-dot! I'll kill you!
If I want her to see me, she will. Little girl. Louise?
Who are you?
I'm.
How did you know my name?
Somebody told me you lived here. I knew your father.
My father.
I heard what that little whippersnapper said. It ain't true, any of it.
It is true. All of it.
Did your mother tell you that?
No, but every kid in town knows it. They've been throwing it up at me ever since I can remember. I wish I was dead.
What did your mother say about it?
Oh, well, she's told me a lot of fairy stories about how he died in San Francisco. And she's always saying what a handsome feller he was.
Well, he was.
Was he really?
He was the handsomest fella around here.
You really knew him, did you? And he was handsome? What else? Know anything else good about him?
Well, He used to tell funny jokes at the carousel to make people laugh.
Did he? What else?
Look, I want to give you a present.
Don't come any closer, mister. My mother wouldn't like it.
I don't mean you any harm, child. I just want to give you something.
Go away with your weird face. You scare me.
Don't chase me away, please. I want to give you a present. Something pretty. Something wonderful.
What's that?
A star.
Go away!
Please, darling, I want to help you.
Don't call me darling. Let go of my
I
arm.
want to make you happy. Take this, please.
No!
Please, darling.
Failure! Failure! Whenever things don't turn out the way you want, all you ever do is hit someone you love. Failure.
Where is he?
I don't want her to see me.
And she doesn't.
Looks like she saw me before I said that.
Oh, he's gone. I didn't make it up, Mother, honest. There was a strange man here, and he hit me. Hard. I heard the sound of it, Mother, but it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all. It was just as if he kissed my hand. Go into the house, dear. What's happened, Mother? Don't you believe me?
Yes, I believe you.
Then why don't you tell me why you're acting so funny?
It's nothing.
But is it possible, Mother, for someone to hit you real hard and loud and not hurt at all?
Yes, dear. It is possible for someone to hit you real hard, and not hurt at all.
golden chances pass me by. Now I've lost you. Soon I will go in the mist of day. Never, never to
She took the star. She took it. Seems like she knew I was here.
Julie would always know.
She never changes.
No, Julie never changes.
And my little girl, my Louise, I gotta do something for her.
So far, you haven't done much.
I know. I know.
Time's running out.
It ain't over yet. I want an extension. I gotta see her graduation.
All right, Billy, come on.
Enoch Snow Jr. Miss Louise Bigelow. Our speaker this year is the most popular, best-loved man in our town, Dr. Selden.
Sir, he looks like that feller up there on the ladder.
Yes, a lot of these country doctors and ministers remind you of him.
It's the custom at these graduations to pick out some old duck like me to come preach at the kids. I can't preach at you. I know you all too well. Brought most of you into the world. Rubbed liniment on your backs. Poured castor oil down your throats. Well, all I hope is that now I got you this far, you'll turn out to be worth all the trouble I took with you. I can't tell you any sure way to happiness. All I know is you gotta go out and find it for yourselves. You can't lean on the success of your parents. That's their success. And don't be held back by their failures. Makes no difference what they did or didn't do. You just stand on your own 2 feet.
Listen to him. Believe him.
The world belongs to you as much as to the next fella. Don't give it up. And try not to be scared of people not liking you. You just try liking them. Just keep your faith and courage, and you'll turn out all right. It's like what we used to sing every day when I went to school. Maybe you still sing it. I don't know. When you walk through a storm, keep your head up high. Know that one?
And don't be afraid of the dark.
Listen to him. Believe him, darling. Believe.
At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown.
I loved you, Julie. Know that I loved you.